Wait, I just realized my mic was on mute. So, good to know. Now you should be able to hear me. Great. Great start to the first show. Let's just start there, okay? Listen, Fantasy Football Week 1 NFL. It's our first ever show. I apologize. My mic was on mute, and I'm just rolling along. So I'll start over real quick. Show's only going to be about 15, 20, maybe 20 minutes now because the first 4 minutes I was on mute. So we're going to go over now. Yeah, I have sound now. You guys should have sound now. But my bad. I apologize. We're going to go over Week 1 Fantasy Football, help some starters out, help you guys out with your Fantasy Football team. I'm going to give you top 5 starters. Couple positions. I'm going to give you top 5 people that I think you should stay away from. What I was trying to say is stay away from everybody in Detroit Lions. Maybe TJ Hawkinson could be a backup start here and there depending on the matchup. Not this week though, but just in general I wouldn't roster a Lions player. I would my start of the week though in position at any matchup you want is Raheem Molster. I like him running back 49ers. I like him against the Lions defense that is very, very questionable. Just because it's a lot of young players, a lot of moves, a lot of this, that. I don't know if they're going to be able to hang. I don't expect them to. They were a terrible defense last year. They're going to be a terrible defense this year. So Raheem Molster, if you have him, he's probably rostered on everybody's league. But if you have him, start him and crush him. Won't have very many weeks where San Francisco is going to get 100 yards and maybe two touchdowns. So there's that. But let's just go through some quarterbacks. I already said Raheem Molster is my start of the week. Let's go through top 5 quarterbacks I would start. 2 are going to be a little bit of a gamble. 3 are solid. We will start with the 2 gambles. Jalen Hurts. I mean, I get it. I think he's going to be better, but this is a start where I think he's going to have a great spot against a Falcons defense that is kind of suspect, obviously. My other iffy start, Trevor Lawrence, same thing, against Houston. Houston's in disarray. Let's just put it that way. The Houston Texans are, I don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They're so wrapped up in this drama with Deshaun Watson that I don't think they care what they're doing. So they're playing for a quarterback next year. So I think that's where they're at. Solid 3 starters for quarterback position. Kirk Cousins in Cincinnati. I think that's a great matchup for them. Cincinnati will give up some points. Kirk Cousins can throw. He likes to throw that ball around. I like him in that position. I also like Ryan Tannehill against Arizona. Arizona just hired, they just free agency, old. Their defense is not great. Arizona, I think, in my opinion, fantasy-wise, is overrated. But that's just me. My start of the week in that position, quarterback position, will be Matt Stafford against the Bears. I love this matchup. He's coming in revitalized, new team. He's got a legit shot to be a contender for a Super Bowl team, or on a Super Bowl team, playing against the Bears defense that he is familiar with coming from Detroit. Start Matt Stafford. He's going to throw up some points. Let's move right into running backs. All right, before I go too far, sleepers, quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield. He's always been a sleeper. We'll see what Kansas City's defense, if they're legit. Sam Darnold coming in for Carolina. The Jets, I don't know. They could be a sleeper matchup, though. Sit them. Let's just go through that. Sit them quarterbacks. Sit Joe Burrow. Sit Joe Burrow until we fully see what the heck's going on with Joe Burrow. Jameis Winston, I have him on my fantasy team as a backup and in a few leagues. And I'm sitting him, but he has potential to have great matchup situations as the year progresses. Against Green Bay, I don't like it, though. Also, everybody's all about Ryan Fitzpatrick and this matchup against Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Washington's defense is legit, so I'm staying away from Justin Herbert in fantasy. Ryan Fitzmagic, listen, the Chargers defense might not be great, but Ryan Fitzmagic is 38 years old. I get it. He has moments, but he's not a fantasy quarterback that you want on his team. Should Should you play Darrell Henderson or Josh Jacobs? I'm more of a Josh Jacobs kind of guy in that situation, but that's just me. It's more of a situational type situation. I said that out loud. I'm going to go through the questions here, jump back in the chat, but I'm about to jump into running back, so I want to talk about them. My top running back is Raheem Molster against the Lions, and you're probably going to see that out of me every week. My top player in position will be against probably a terrible defense. You got to play those matchups. Stay away from Baltimore right now, anything, because they don't have a running back. They signed Le'Veon Bell, they signed Latavius Murray, but let's see week 1. They're going to need a couple weeks to get their legs underneath them. I would also stay away from Chase Edmonds. I like Chase Edmonds, but I don't like Chase Edmonds. I don't know how Tennessee's defense is really going to be that much. I like Myles Gaskin playing against New England. I think he comes out, he gets some touches. I'm a fan of this young Philly offense, and Atlanta's defense is not great, so I like Miles Sanders, and I like James White against Miami because New England will run the ball as well. Some sleeper running backs that could put up some numbers for you. Kareem Hunt against Kansas City. Again, really not too much of a sleeper considering Kansas City's defense is terrible. Melvin Gordon, you could see him doing some damage against the Giants. And then also Nyheim Hines, undercover running back that could break out some points for you. Last year, 380 yards, receiving 63 yards, 7 touchdowns. Okay, averaged about 12 to 11 points per game for you, depending on your leagues and how they score. This year, he's going to step up a little bit. And I like it because he's a backup running back for me. He's not everybody. He's not a solid every week starter, but he's a solid backup where you're going to want to look for situations that he's going against a terrible defense or something like that. That's where I would go with that. Sit-ems, like I said, DeAndre Swift, Michael Carter from the Jets. You're going to start people that have great matchups, and you're going to sit people that don't. That's the whole idea of fantasy football. Work the waiver wire. Week 1's going to be a little wonky, as Allie would say, just because we don't have a lot of information. Take last year out of it. I mean, except for a handful of guys. Derrick Henry's going to get you points because he's Derrick and Henry, okay? That's how he's going to be. My bust running back start for the week, Saquon Barkley. I'm iffy to see. There's some speculation about if he's up to par with injury, this and that. Playing against Denver. Denver really was the 17th ranked against running backs last year. He's projected, I think, around 16 points. I don't really see him getting that. I don't see them running. I don't see it. I just don't see it. So we're going to go. I'll go right over to the chat real quick. Look out for Javonte Williams. I'm not afraid of him. I'm not. I like him. Again, what do you do with Ronald Jones? What do? You answered your own question. Nobody knows. So, there's that. Let me go over here to wide receivers. Tom Brady's, Ronald Jones, to get back to that, I should probably answer that a little bit more thoroughly. We know what Tom Brady's going to do. He's going to throw the rock around. And you saw it Thursday. He's going to throw it to Godwin. He's going to throw it up to Mike Evans. Antonio Brown is going to be a favorite target of his this year. I think he's going to come alive and have a great fantasy. I'm about to talk about wide receivers, but I think he's going to have a really good fantasy year. Now, to answer this question, Watson, here's the situation if Watson, I got him on my IR. That's a great place for him. Don't drop his ass. Keep him on your injured reserve. Somebody goes down halfway through the year. Joe Burrow goes down. Jared Goff goes down. Lions might look at him. Cincinnati might look at him. Name the backup for a lot of these high-powered offensive teams. They really don't have a whole lot. They might get not week 8 or 9, and somebody gets hurt for them, and then all of a sudden they're scrambling for a quarterback. Deshaun Watson's still out there. Maybe Houston comes off of their god crazy ask for him. They're looking to ask like 2 first-rounders and something for him. That's ridiculous. Okay, just stop. Miami seems to still be interested, even though they have Tua, so that shows you how much they believe in him. So I keep him on your IR and leave him there. Ronald Jones, though, going back to him, I'd drop him. I'd be honest with you, I don't think he's going to get you a whole ton of points. Tom Brady's just going to throw that rock around all day. He might be useful later in the year, but the first half of the year, Tom Brady's just going to come out swinging. My number one stardom for this week is going to be Brandon Ayuk. Don't ask me to say these people's names, but you guys know who he's the wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. He's a rookie. Lions have a tendency to make rookies look like Hall of Famers. I'll say this over and over. And watch this kid come out and do things. I like him. I like him a lot. He could be a sleeper. I don't want to call him a sleeper because I think he's legit a number 1, possibly number 2 right now, but he's a number 1 wide receiver. Also, Sernalt Jr. for Jacksonville. I like him this week, again, against Houston. Jerry Jeudy could put up long ball numbers. He averaged about just under 10 points a matchup fantasy points per game last year. I think he's gonna step that game up. If you're looking for a solid wide receiver to give you 14 to 15 points a week, he's going to be it. I can't say this enough about my sleeper pick, Antonio Brown, wide receiver of the year. I think that's my sleeper pick at wide receiver for the whole year. He's going to put up more than he did last year, 14 and a half points he put up on average last year. These points per game average going to range. Every league could have different scoring system depending on if you're getting points per attempt, per catch, if you're in an auction league doing some crazy stuff. But I like Antonio Brown this year to do big things. Everybody's going to try and cover Mike Evans. Everybody's scared of 50-year-old Gronk. And I think it's going to leave Antonio Brown to one-on-one matchups, and he will exploit some matchups. Rookies. Let's talk about rookie wide receiver situations. Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, obviously 2 of the higher named rookies, wide receivers that come out of this year's draft class. Here's my thing, or Jalen Waddle. Let's talk about him as well. Devontae Smith, if he can get hooked up with Jalen Hurts and create some kind of chemistry, that could be very dangerous. Deep ball. We'd love to see what he can do. I think that's where Philly's going to try and go. Jalen Waddle, I don't like because of Tua. And I don't like how Miami really doesn't seem to believe in Tua that much. Also, Devontae Smith, did we talk about I did talk about Devontae. Jamar Chase. If he gets reconnected with, which he should, reconnected with his boy Joe Burrow, all of a sudden the cigars are coming out, and that could be crazy hard matchups for a lot of defenses in the league. But Adam wants to know, I can only play 2 choices. Okay. Julio Jones, Claypool, or Corey Davis. I stay away from Julio, and I play Corey Davis and Claypool. I like Pittsburgh's offense. I like Najee Harris, another rookie that's going to come into the NFL, and he's going to do some damage. Hold on. Second take extra. Rate my team, PPR team. Okay, let's see. Quarterback Matt Stafford. Fields could be a great backup. I like that. Running backs Aaron Jones, J-Rob, Rojo, Javonte Williams, and Michael Carter. Wide receivers Hill. You got Hill. Which Hill? Oh, Taysom Hill. Justin Jefferson. That could be a really nice pick. Depending on where you picked him up and what kind of value you got for him. Moore, Gallup, Waddle, tight end Pitts. I'm iffy on... I drafted Kyle Pitts in one of my leagues, but it's a keeper league, and I get to keep 3 people per year. And if Kyle Pitts turns out to be the greatest tight end, then it's going to be a genius pick for me because, you got Tyreek Hill. Okay, I thought you meant Taysom Hill. Yeah. I'm not opposed to that. You got some high-powered weapons. Pitts could end up being great. Matt Stafford or Fields, they could both put up your numbers. So hopefully one has a record-breaking season or comes out as Rookie of the Year or something like that. You can use the other one as trade bait. Something that you got to look at stuff like that. But as far as a rating on a 1 to 10 scale, man, I saw you're solid mid-8s. I think you're a solid B-plus team, flirting with an A- depending on Fields coming out, Pitts coming out, the rookies. Other than that, Javonte Williams I like. I like Aaron Jones. Duh. I mean, who doesn't? Tyreek Hill, boom or go. Bust or nothing with him. Justin Jefferson, speedster. DJ Moore, Gallup's just money, or just whatever. He's great. So I like it. I'll give you an 8.8. I'll give you an 8.7, actually. 8.7. Just because I don't want to say 8.8. 8.7. Hit the like button for me. I would appreciate it. Please hit the like button. Throw a share out there. I apologize for the technical difficulties in the first few minutes. Start Robbie Anderson or Shepard on the Giants. Ugh. You have to start one. There could be some more waiver wires out there, options in your team. I mean, let me look up real quick. I should have had this up. I apologize. Hold on 1 second. I am going to go over right there. Oh, let me see here. Players. You need a running back. Right here. And you want to know about Robbie Anderson. I like Robbie Anderson. I'm not opposed to Robbie Anderson, but I don't know. I'm not opposed. That's a tough question, man. I mean, I probably would go Robbie Anderson just because I don't know. I just think he will. I like that better than the Shepard pick. Thumbs up, thank you. Who do you like out of flex, Montgomery or Montgomery? Johnson, I don't think you're talking about Arizona Johnson, right? You guys, there's a lot of people out there, so please don't give me abbreviations or I guess nicknames or anything like that. Edwards on the Raiders bench. Tough call for sure. Yeah, tough call for sure. I mean, here's the thing. It's kind of, in fantasy, you're going to learn. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You're going to start one and the other guy's going to get you 2 more points and you'll lose by 1 or something like that. Don't suck and guess yourself. Just kind of go with whatever. Look at more of the matchup situation than what they have done historically or hysterically. Go that route, as opposed to that. But my sleeper, or my sit-em, I should say, because I was going over wide receivers. Do not start Kenny Gallaudet. Big name for the Giants off-season pickup. Let me just tell you, Kenny Gallaudet has a terrible attitude. Yes, he played for Lions. Yeah, I'm probably bitter. Whatever. But he's a big name on a crappy team that probably won't do too much. Okay? Also, Odell Beckham. Take it easy on that. Don't go ham on him thinking, it's Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham hasn't been the same Odell Beckham in a minute. So take it easy with that. Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, in my opinion, Jalen Waddle, I take it easy week 1 with these rookie wide receivers. Just let them sit. Let them come out the gate, see where they're at. As far as that, tight ends, as far as stardom, see, these are easy. I mean, obviously, you're always going to start, a big names. Kelsey. You're going to start, what's his name, from San Francisco. In my opinion, I think best tight end could be a good matchup. Matt Stafford loves his tight ends. Tyler Higbee could see some serious improvement over the years. Over his last 6 years in the league, 5-6 years in the league, I look for him to step his game up. I think the tight end from Miami, and I also like Dallas Goedert from Philly. You look for quarterbacks that could have to bail out on some tight ends. Jalen Hurts, Tua. They might need some bailout situations. Look for them to improve on their tight ends. I'm not a tight end fan. Anybody from New England, don't start them as tight end. Don't start anybody like that because they're not going to get the ball a lot. Eric Ebron, Pittsburgh. Okay, don't start him. Yes, he sees some touches in situations, but the man has hands of stone. He can't catch. Stop starting. Stop drafting him. Defenses, you're obviously week to week. Kickers, week to week. All that stuff. Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson. Oh, wide receiver. Yeah, Deontay Johnson. I like him. I like Pitt's offense, minus their tight end. And I'm not a fan of Eric Ebron. I like their offense. I think Claypool could do some damage over there. Or not Claypool. Deontay Johnson. And I think Juju gets some balls. Najee Harris is going to open up that passing game. So that's where I'm at there. So look for him to score some points. Start Claypool. I start Claypool. Chenault's going to get a lot of touches, but he doesn't have that. He doesn't get a lot of yards. Jacksonville, I don't know. Trevor Lawrence might spread the ball out. That's a tough call. Claypool is more of a sure thing as opposed to Chenault because I don't know what you're going to get out of Jacksonville yet, how they're going to run their offense. Didn't Johnson money cause Roethlisberger to throw him a ton of balls? Yes. He did, yeah. Facts. Dan Campbell played on the 0-16 Lions. Can he coach the Lions to 0-17? Yeah, he can. I hope he don't, but yeah, he can. Calvin Johnson played on that 0-16 team. That's how we got Matt Stafford. So, maybe sit on Chenault for a week. Just for a week. I'd just sit on him for a week just to see how that Jacksonville offense is going to look. Because they don't tell you nothing in preseason. Preseason, people get too wrapped up in preseason with fantasy. They think, oh, he had that catch. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. It doesn't matter. They're not showing you their offense. They're not showing you what they're really going to run. They're doing vanilla, basic stuff just to get reps under these guys' belt. Just to get them familiar, especially these rookies, just to get them familiar with the pace of NFL. So sit on him. Anybody with a rookie quarterback starting, I'd sit for a week. Just anybody in their team. Just because I don't really like it. Let's just get it. I like to call week one research week, research and development. Let's see where we're at, and we'll go from there. And I'm telling you right now, jump on some waiver wire picks. I might tap in on Tuesday after Monday and go over some waiver wire picks, ad drops, stuff like that. I'm thinking about that. So, Miami or Buffalo's D, which one? Buffalo playing against Steelers. Miami, New England. I'm afraid of Mac Jones. I'm afraid of Mac Jones because I might believe the hype. I might have drank the Kool-Aid on him. And I don't trust Bill Belichick to not have the next Tom Brady. I'm not saying he's the next Tom Brady, but what if he is? Bill Belichick, do you want to bet against him? I'm just saying, So I worry about Miami's D slowing New England down. The Bills D slowing Steelers down. I probably lean Miami just because those matchups are always a dogfight. Those games are always stupid close. So I kind of like Miami. They'll probably get a turnover. Bills Mafia. Don't get me wrong. I don't want no smoke, Bills Mafia. I don't want no smoke. Okay, but I'm telling you right now, the Bills defense, Bills offense. They're a playoff contender. They're a Super Bowl contender. I don't want no smoke. I'm not saying that they have a terrible defense. But that could be a weakness for them this year. So I like Miami in a dogfight. Logan Thomas or Tonya. Who do you start? Neither. Neither. Just don't. Find something better. Broncos D. Low-key sleeper, yes. I was just about to go over defenses. That Broncos D is underrated. I don't want to say underrated. Not been a lot of hype about them, and there should be. I think they could come out and do some damage defensive-wise, but we'll see. Like I said, week 1, we're going to take it easy. We're going to go from there. That's going to wrap it up for me, though. I know it's been a cluster, this show. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but we have been on for about a half hour, 25 minutes. You could actually hear me. So next week, we're going to come back. We'll have I'm going to get more of an outline, start 'em, sit 'em, instead of going over every position, because that's going to take me a little longer. Try and answer more detailed questions for you guys in the chat. And then also... probably give you my sleeper of the week, and just stay away bust of the week kind of situation. Might tap in for some waiver wire stuff throughout the week. Make sure you go to Picks and Parlays, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for notifications. This way you'll always know when either me's on, when I'm on, or Allie Burns is on doing something crazy. So that's going to do it for me. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining me on my first show. I apologize for first 4 or 5 minutes was technical difficulties. We will get better as the weeks go on. Talk to you later, guys. Take care. Good luck, everybody.